Hallöchen, wie geht's, wie steht's und herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video hier auf meinem Kanal. Es ist mal wieder ein kleines Display, heute noch ohne Facecam, die gibt's nächstes Mal. Also es ist ein kleines Spiel, without, within, es ist auf Englisch und ich habe versucht die Untertitel zu übersetzen, aber es ist für mich dann einfach zu schwer und holt mich raus. Also tut mir leid, wenn ihr kein Englisch könnt, ich werde natürlich auf Deutsch kommentieren, aber auf Englisch alles vorlesen. Es sieht wie ein ganz schönes Spiel aus, man hört schon die wunderbare Musik im Hintergrund. Die macht mir wirklich Bock, jetzt gleich hier rein zu starten. Also lehnt euch zurück, holt euch was angenehm Kaltes oder Warmes, je nach Temperatur bei euch. Und ich würde sagen, drücken wir mal auf Start. Übrigens, sorry für meine Aussprache, weil es nicht so gut ist. Vinty! 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 The chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. Please prepare yourself, Miss Vinty. Once I open the store, we head straight for our limo. The guard had no reason to fear. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. Crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out, and the guards raised their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on, after all. I blew a kiss for the starstruck peasants. Miss Vinty, please let us hurry, the bodyguard said. Too bad for him. I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards, in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Vinty, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Vinty, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And two for me, of course. I can't believe I'm standing this close to Vinty. My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep these fans in check. Da geht's ja jetzt gleich schon ziemlich ab. A young male reached in my direction, despite having a spray aimed at his face, rather admirable for a peasant. Extended a hand for a male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. Sind wir da ein bisschen eingebildet vielleicht, würde ich mal sagen. I reached my limousine at last. At last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Vinty, Miss Vinty, the crowd chanted as my car window pulled up. How odd, they never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things. Miss Vinty, Miss Vinty. Hä? Was ist da denn los? Oh. Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got right in the limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Oh. Also alles nur ein Traum. Man sieht schon an unserem rechteckigen Mund, wir sind nicht so gut gelaunt wegen dieser Sache. Actually, the single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view, featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry, I needed to take back the one room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms. Thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That still counted, right? The toilet clocked 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Vinty, Miss Vinty. A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but wherever my landlady, I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or 2 would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better staying off in bed. Also, da haben wir schon die 2 Entscheidungen. Wollen wir hier rise and shine? Wollen wir aufstehen und ein bisschen glänzen vor unserer wunderbaren Landlady? Oder wollen wir lieber im Bett bleiben und noch ein bisschen in Erinnerung an unseren wunderschönen Traum schwelgen? Muss ich ehrlich sagen, ich würde sagen, wir stehen mal auf. Ich glaube, man sollte sich mit seinen Vermietern nicht so verscherzen, ne? Also, Option A natürlich. Coming! As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that's what you took. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost too. Na, hallihallöchen, wie geht's denn da so? Good morning, Miss Vinty, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with that hair? Looks like you just woke up. That's because I did. It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth. The landlady shook her hand. Oh, eine sehr rabiate alte Dame. She had no right to preach me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, as doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her sighs, if I enraged her, she would squash me into a Vinty flavored pancake. Das ist eine sehr schöne Vorstellung. Ich wäre auch gerne ein Pfannkuchen. Miss Vinty, your rent was due 3 days ago. Oh, well, at least there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted. Alright. Just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. Oh, Ansage, sagt man, war doch so schön. Übrigens schöne Zeichnung da im Hintergrund. Auf der linken Seite. Also sie kann zeichnen sehen. Tut mir übrigens leid, wenn die Stimmen manchmal nicht mehr die waren, die sie vorher waren. Ich hab so Probleme mir zu merken, welche Stimme ich für welchen Charakter verwende und wie die Stimmlage und Stimme genau war. She spun around to leave. Once he disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flagging off. Great, the landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I become an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow into their footsteps, but first, I needed to put in the work. Out, within. Die Geschichte einer Jugendkünstlerin. So, I returned to the busiest street in my area. With my calligraph spread before me, I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. Immer die Mütter, immer die Mütter. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took almost every inch of space in the street ahead. Surely, this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. Hoffentlich, junge Dame, hoffentlich. Die Menschen gehen vorbei. Keine Blicke, überall hin. Zielgerichtet nur auf ihr Ziel. Arbeit und am Abend erschöpft dann das Vergnügen. Immer noch nur wir und unsere Zeichnungen. Kein Mensch, der uns beachtet, wirklich. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. But what was that old saying? 10% of the people you reached out to will buy your work. I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please. Anything but 0. I want to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I put into these calligraphs. Und geben wir auf? Oder warten wir? Ich denke, wir sollten warten. Weil viele Menschen unterschätzen einfach, wie lange es dauert, bis man Erfolg hat. Also ich spreche natürlich nicht aus eigener Erfahrung, aber ich weiß von mir selbst, dass ich oft denke, oh, berühmt werden ist doch gar nicht so schwer, aber naja, es ist doch. Aber wir zeigen den Leuten jetzt mal, was wir von denen halten. Enough was enough. I sprang off the ground, kicked the fence behind me. The crowd stared as I ranted on and on about the ignorance. I felt so good to let loose. These people know how to spot real art. My career would have already kicked off. Oh nein. 2 days later, my eruption made its way to the internet. Guys, make sure to never buy anything from her. She's nuts. Who does she think she is? Spread the news everywhere. Spread the news everyone. We need to make sure people like that never get anywhere. My career is doomed. If I knew one mistake was to destroy anything, I would have kept my trap shut. Oh, I wish I could relieve the day. Bad end. So. Wir haben jetzt natürlich das ganz behinderte Walkthrough gemacht. Das ist aber ganz gut, weil ich jetzt kurz weg muss. Das heißt, wir werden dann nachher im Anschluss jetzt gleich natürlich dann das Gute spielen. Entweder das wären 2 Parts oder es wird jetzt gleich weitergehen. Die nächsten. So oder so. Ich bin jetzt erstmal weg. Wir sehen uns ja in 2 Sekunden oder vielleicht auch am nächsten Tag wieder, wenn es ein zweiter Part wird. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Ja, jagt eure Träume. Bleibt wer ihr seid. Und schönen Tag noch. Tschüss.